Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Tim Hortons in Minecraft for all of your city building needs. In this tutorial, not only will I show you how to make the entire outside of the build, but I have also designed the entire inside as well. Fun fact, I am hidden somewhere in the intro of this video. Let me know down in the comment section if, where and when you found me. The first person to leave a comment getting it right will have that comment pinned. This is the amount of space required to make the build, a 22 block wide by 23 block long area as represented by this very handy grid on the screen. To find the starting position, begin at the front left hand corner of the grid and count inwards diagonally to find the 7th block. That is where we start. And here are all of the materials that we will use throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all of these. Begin the build by placing a black concrete on the ground. Then place a black stained glass pane to the right of it. And then a red concrete to the right of that. And then a black stained glass pane. Leave a gap. Black stained glass pane. Red concrete. Black stained glass pane. Then place 5 black concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then extend backwards by 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then place an oak plank, extend it 1 row towards you, and then extend to the right by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then turn this way, extend up by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend to the right by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Extend down to the ground. And then to the right by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We then want to turn this way. Extend up by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then extend to the right by 2. 1, 2. Place a red concrete, extend forwards to 1, 2, extend down to the ground, and then right by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to extend up by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then inwards by 2, 1, 2. Then place oak planks extending to the right, and the goal is to extend down until we connect diagonally all the way back to where we first started. So it's a bit of a peculiar shape, but this is what we're working with. Okay, let's make all of this make sense. We'll start with the front. Begin by extending these black concrete blocks up by 2. 1, 2. This one, 1, 2, this one, and 1, 2, this one. Then do the same with the red concretes. And then do the same with the black stained glass pane. And then fill this gap in here using black stained glass pane. Just like so. We can then place white concrete across the top of this. And we can extend forwards by 1 row, and then we can extend up by 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. We will at the very least extend the sides backwards just like this, and then we will place a layer of polished black stone slab across the top of the entrance underneath the white concrete, and then we will extend it 1 row forwards. We will also place an iron bar here and here to act as door handles. We can then move around to the right side of the build where we will extend this black concrete up by 2. 1, 2. We will then place 3 glass, 1, 2, 3, extending left, where we will place another 2 black concrete extending up, We will then fill these gaps in using black stained glass pane. Then we will extend the white concrete across and on top of the black concrete, just like so, to create a wall. Then we want to extend all of these oak planks here up to equal the height of the white concrete. So here, and then we will do the same thing just here on the side as well, like so. Moving around to the back of the build, we will place a row of black concrete here, in between and behind the row of oak planks. We will then extend the left 2 and right 2 rows up by 2 rows like this. We can stick white concrete across the top of this to box this in, with black stained glass pane in the middle. We then want to basically fill this entire back portion in using oak planks like this, and we want it to equal the height of these walls over here on the left, just like so. This leads us on to the final wall of our building. So first of all, we'll extend this red concrete across and down, like so. We will place 2 black stained glass pane here and here, with red concrete across the top, and we will join up and fill in this gap. We then want to extend the red concrete inwards on both sides just to box this in and to connect to this wall. Like so. We can then fill these oak plank portions in. So on the left you can see we have 3 rows of oak planks at the top, and we want the same here on the right side as well. Then underneath and inside of this, we want a row of white concrete like this, and I don't know whether to just connect it together just front to back like so. So underneath this portion here, we are going to place some black concrete like so to box this wall in, and we will create a doorway here just on the side of the drive-through. This is the drive-through window. Then on this side, we will place black concrete extending down and inside of these rows and join it together across the bottom. So from the outside perspective, it will look like this, and then we can just fill this window in using black stained glass pane, just like so. I think it's about time that we did some landscaping, and as we're on this side of the build already, let's start here. Begin by removing 3 rows of grass/grid from this side of the build, just extending from front to back. And replace all of that with cyan terracotta. Then, at the edge of this road, we are going to add a couple of rows of terracotta extending all the way along the edge of the grid. So this is just going to help box the entire build in. So this literally just does this, which is perfect. I have just removed all of the grid from the front of the build to make this next part easier. So on the side of the build, we want to have some azaleas. So 1 here, gap, here, gap, here. We then want to leave a gap of 2, 1, 2, and then place azalea, gap, azalea, gap, azalea, just like so. And then, all the way over here on the opposite side of the build, we kind of want to do the same thing. So starting here, azalea, gap, azalea, gap, azalea, gap, azalea, gap here. And then once again, we'll just leave... Actually, I don't think we have to leave a double gap. We can just leave a single gap. And then we can just keep placing them. And they actually line up perfectly with each other from one side of the build to the other. And then from here, we are actually able to remove almost all of the remaining grass. So we don't want to remove the grass really from in between the azaleas, but we do here, just extending across the front of the build like so. So I'm kind of going to dig around these. So we want to dig all the way through here and then along the side. And then we can remove all of the grass from in between the two rows like this. That's perfect. And then extending around the side of the build, we can just remove all of these. And across the back. Oh, we can even place some here, but the only thing is they don't really go nicely. Like, you'd have to have something like this. So I'd probably just opt to not have them. I think maybe we'll just concrete this, or smooth stone it rather. So we'll remove all of this, leading all the way to the entrance here. And that's perfect. So now we can kind of like work back on ourselves. I'm not going to place a smooth stone there because it has to be a spruce plank. Then we can kind of work back on ourselves. Unless we change it, maybe we can go for a different floor material. I always like to go for some different materials for like kitchens and bathrooms and stuff. So we'll probably do that. So smooth stone extending all the way back here. And across the front of the build. Like so. And maybe even in here, just inside of the doorway. And then just across here. And then we'll have a double row here, just like this. That's perfect. But we also want to extend these 3 blocks outwards. Like so. And we want to create a split here by placing white concrete like this. And this gives us 3 car parking spaces, which we are going to use grey concrete for. With yellow carpet across the top of these. And that has very quickly turned very nice looking. Next, we are going to add a menu to the side of the building by placing 2 note blocks either here or 1 row behind, with 2 rows of red concrete on top. We will then occupy these with a bunch of 1x1 paintings. Then we have to make the sign. It would be handy if we had a loom, kinda crucial really. So to make the sign, we need to throw down the loom, open it up, white banner in there with red dye, and we are literally just going to write out Tim Hortons in letters. So first letter is T, this is the chief pattern, followed by the pale pattern. So we are placing red dye with white banners. Next is I. This is the pale pattern, just by itself. Next is M. This is the inverted chevron pattern. White dye in there, apply the chief indented pattern. Then put red dye back in, apply pale dexter, and then pale sinister. Next is H. So this is the pale dexter pattern, pale sinister, and then fess. Next is O. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, chief, and then base. Next is R. This is the pale dexter, chief, and then bend pattern. Next would be T, but we already have it, and then O, but we have it, so instead N. This is pale dexter, pale sinister, and then bend. And last but not least, we have to make the letter S. This is the chief, base, and bend pattern. And with these handy manners right here, starting here, we can place T, I, M, space, H, O, R, T, O, N, S. Tim Hortons. With the majority of the outside of the build complete, we can now head inside and work on the interior. First of all, we will come all the way over to this right wall and place a white concrete. To the left of this, we will dig in the ground, place a quartz brick, spruce door on top, and then we will place 3 white concrete extending left. Place a red concrete to the left of this, and extend it back and forwards 1, and then extend up by 3. 1, 2, 3. We can then extend all the way over to the left, and we actually want to extend this red concrete row down so it looks a little bit cleaner, and then add a row of 1, 2, 3 here. We will then dig 2 rows in the ground and replace these with black concrete. And we will place 2 rows of pale oak shelves, just like this. Then, here, we will place an upside down smooth quartz stair with 3 smooth quartz slabs on top. And on top of that, I think that we will also just add some black concrete to this wall to make it look a little bit cleaner. And wherever we have glass pane kind of just in the ground, we will place black concrete underneath them as well. Next, I think it's a good idea to remove all of the grass from inside of the building. At the front of the build, we are just going to fill this area in with spruce planks. At the back of the build, we will fill the smaller room in with quartz bricks. And the larger room, we will have a checkered pattern of black concrete and white concrete. Next, we are going to build up the interior walls a little bit, just starting with this row of red concrete here. And we will build up a row of red concrete here as well. I do think that we need these rows, don't we? So yeah, that's okay. Maybe we'll just extend the red concrete around so that it kind of like wraps around like this, and we'll carve out this space later if need be. So we also have to raise up these white concrete rows as well, just like this. And from here, we are going to add a layer of smooth quartz block directly on top of this to make the interior ceiling. Next, we are going to box the roof in by filling the red concrete area in with red concrete. And then we will remove these 2 oak planks here. And then we can freely just fill the entire roof section in using white concrete. This is such a minor detail and a personal preference sort of thing, but it might look better here if we place a row of oak planks instead of red concrete. I actually think that that looks better. Not that anybody's seen the top of this anyway. Heading back inside now, the first thing we will do is add a painting to here. Not that one. That one's fine. We also want a painting here. That one is perfect. Since we're using a cauldron to place the paintings, we actually want one here with a spruce trapdoor on top. And then smooth quartz stair here, 2 smooth quartz stair here, end rods in front of these, smooth quartz stair on the opposite side. We then want to leave a gap and then place another set of end rods and another set of stairs like this. Just like so. For the table toppers, I was initially going to use black carpet, but I think the red carpet actually strikes a nice balance with the black, white, and red color scheme in here. And initially, I was going to use a black carpet as well in front of here. That might still be the right choice. I'll let you guys be the judge, but I do think I'm right. I think that we go for black carpet here for the rug and red carpet for the tables. And then moving into the bathroom area here, we are going to place an upside down smooth quartz stair here with spruce trapdoor on top. Then to the right of this, we will place 2.5 rows of smooth quartz slab and another row in front. Then to the right of this, 2 polished black stone wall, upside down smooth quartz stair here, tripwire hook here. On this wall here, I'm thinking that we remove this row of oak planks and then we have a row of red concrete from floor to ceiling. So it's once again kind of theme fitting. And we can place 3 grey concrete here across the bottom. And then an item frame here, smooth quartz stair here, stone button here, flower pot here. And then we can whip out the loom, open it up, light blue banner in there with white dye, and apply the bend pattern, any bend pattern, and then any gradient pattern, black dye, bore jaw pattern. There we go. That's a mirror, which we can stick right here. We can stick a door in front of the toilet here, and that is the bathroom complete. Nice and simple. Then we can head out and we can work on the final part, which is the kitchen. So in the kitchen, we can remove these rows of red concrete. We don't actually need them. And we can place here 2 block of iron with stone buttons in front, furnace here, upside down stone stair here, 3 black concrete extending across, spruce shelf here, brewing stand here, flower pot here. And then we are going to place a row of black concrete across the top of this, kind of like in front, like so. And I guess we want a row behind as well. And then we are just going to add some white concrete inside of the ceiling area like this. And we can add a bunch of paintings like so. The only one that I don't like is this creeper one. That is absolutely perfect, just like this. Then we can add cocoa beans to the shelf here. Polished black stone stair here. Polished black stone pressure plate here. And either an item frame or a flower pot here. I'm going to go with a flower pot. And then I'm thinking that we just chuck a chest here, maybe just in this corner. And an item frame here. And you can stick whatever you want in here, whether it's a flower pot or one of the impending banners that we are about to make. So, typically, there would be a display case near the till here with a bunch of donuts that you can buy. But the problem is, we don't have any donuts. So, as a solution, I came up with a not great donut banner. Let me show you. So, you take any colour of banner, any one that you want, throw it in a loom, add orange dye, and apply the bore jaw pattern. After that, you put brown dye in there, and you apply the lozenge pattern. And there you have kind of a donutty looking thing. So let's try with the yellow banner. So yellow banner, orange dye, we can apply the bore jaw pattern. And you might be thinking, why have I went with the lozenge instead of, say, the roundel? I actually think either of these is valid, so do feel free to do that, so you can add that in here. Now, if you wanted to get a little bit crazy as well, you can kind of throw a curveball into the mix here. So, for instance, you can add, say, the lime green banner, you can add white dye in there, and you can apply, say, the pally pattern. You can grab that, put that in there, and then add the bore jaw pattern with the orange, and then add the brown dye in there, and then apply your either roundel. I do think the lozenge looks better, that's just my personal opinion. Then you can put it there, and this looks even more donutty. And this is the last one that I'll do. Did I just destroy the loom for some odd reason? So this is the last one that I'll do. So we need a different color. Let's just go with red. So we can open this up. Light blue banner in there with red dye, and you can just apply like random different patterns. So you can, any one of these is fine, like the pally, the cross. Like you can add these. You could do this, like if you wanted to. So you could do like this, and then you could add like a cross, and then you can add the orange border, and then you can stick the brown dye in there, and you see what I mean? And then add the lozenge, and this looks just so funky. And you can do this for, I mean, we have 12 spots here, so if you kind of just like randomly randomize it, I'm quite happy with these ones so far. I'm going to do the same thing, and you can just end up with some really fun patterns, or you could just keep redoing the pally and kind of like this thing. So I went with a bit of variety here, but honestly, I really like this one, and this one, and this one the most. Like, just variations of these three would just look really cool. And honestly, the plain ones just look nice as well. And with those final donuts added, we have officially completed this tutorial. However, this video is not over. We must now add our Tim Hortons into our city. There is only one place for a modern building like this in the mini city, and that is in the new modern suburbs. For now, Tim Hortons is just going to get placed next to the pharmacy over here. The new modern suburbs is actually going through a little bit of a renovation right now, if you couldn't tell, so I think over here in this corner is a nice safe-ish place for it, for now.
You may be interested in becoming a channel member. You can click the join button that will be somewhere on the screen right now. This does cost money and is a monthly subscription, but you do get some perks. The first of which is a download link for my city design world. This has every single build that I have placed in my city, arranged in order, and labeled. This perk also comes with schematics for the mods Lightmatica and World Edit, so you can easily reference and copy and paste these builds into your worlds in any way that you'd like. However, if you're not interested in any of that building business, the highest tier allows you to download the most current version of Mini City. There are also some minor perks, including loyalty badges displayed next to your name whenever you comment something down below on my videos. Depending on how long you have been a channel member, you gain a more prestigious helmet, with the highly coveted gold builder's hat being the most valuable. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.